Albany Great Danes starting 5. Mackenzie Terpchik is the guard. 4 assists per game last winter. That was a record for a freshman. Bose Ayalobe is one of the other guards. Third guard is Jessica Féquière. The front court for the Albany Great Danes. 6'2" junior from Huntington, New York, Heather Forster. Rounding out their starting 5, Tiana Joe. She's a senior from Naples, Maine. Terrapins in the home white. Albany in the road purple. And we're underway. University at Albany. Their mascot is, or if it's not, looks quite a bit like Scooby-Doo. Inside, Stephanie Jones up and in. First points of the season by Stephanie Jones, the sophomore forward. Terrapins in the man-to-man. Shot up and in, a three-pointer, so Albany takes the early lead. Féquière with the first basket of the night for the visitors. We're just underway. Thanks for joining us this evening on BTNPlus. Skip pass left side, now to the post, loose ball, turnover Terrapins. Terpchik gets the offense going. Albany very quickly down the floor. Dribble drive. Ayalobe passes off now. Shot is up and good by Carter. Carter with her first points of the evening. Pass to the post. Charles now pulls it back. 18 to shoot, almost a steal. Myers, dribble drive. Right-hand runner up and no good. Rebound corralled by Stephanie Jones. Can't get the putback to fall, but she's fouled. Stephanie Jones in 2 exhibitions had just a pair of free throw attempts. Last season she was a 38% foul shooter. Jones averaged 4 points and 2 rebounds a game last winter. First free throw's good. On the floor for the Terrapins, Charles, Confroy, Myers, Watson, and Stephanie Jones, who's at the line. Freebie, dirty but good. Give her 4, Terrapins down 1. Full court pressure. Charles and Myers, a double team trap. And there's a steal by Myers into the front court. Watson, layup, good. Blair Watson gets her first points of the season. Terrapins have the lead back at 6-5. Again, pressure by the Terps. 3, right side, up and in. Féquière, once again, striking from downtown. She has 6. Albany has 8. The Terrapins trail by 2. Watson left side, skip pass. 3. Confroy off the rim, no good. Watson with the rebound, shot up and no good. Rebound corralled by Stephanie Jones, held ball. Possession arrow pointing Albany's way. Again, for those familiar with the men's game, there are 4 quarters in women's basketball. 7:50 to play in the opening period here. Again, pressure by the Terrapins. They've already notched 1 steal. Now the ball tapped out of bounds by Stephanie Jones. Joanna Burnaby in her 2nd season with Albany led them to the NCAA tournament last season. Terrapins in the 16th season under Coach Brenda Fries. Dribble drive underneath the cylinder. Terpchik. 21 to shoot after the ball was lost out of bounds off a Terrapin hand. Inbound shot up and no good by Forster. Rebound Terrapins. They led the Big Ten in rebounding margin last season. Watson won't trigger from 3. Here's Charles, right side of the lane. She gets blocked. Off to the races go the Great Danes. In the lane, up and in. Once again, it's Féquière. Well, she can shoot the 3. She can also work in transition. Terrapins down 4, their largest deficit of the night. Pass to the right side, just outside the arc. Watson. Here's Charles facing a double team. Pass to the post, up and in Confroy. The senior from Ohio picks up her first 2 points of the season. Terrapins down 2, showing pressure. Ialobe, loose ball. There's a steal by Stephanie Jones. Watson, pass underneath, and a bit of a rugby scrum. 6:35 to play in the first quarter. First substitutions of the night. Aisha Small checks in. Claire Watson takes a seat. Stephanie Jones takes a seat. Brianna Frazier, the junior from Brooklyn, New York, checks in. Big things expected for Brianna this season. Into the front court, there's Frames. Kiara Frames, the freshman. Dribble drive down the lane by Forster. They say she walked. Turnover, Albany. That's their third of the first quarter. Maryland's also turned the ball over 3 times tonight. 6.5 to play in the first quarter. Maryland trails by 2. Pass to the post. Frazier. Right corner. Up and no good. Rebound and it's out. Here comes Frames underneath the cylinder. Féquière, loose ball. Shot did not go. Hit the bottom of the rim. Terrapins can't get in transition. Albany did a great job coming back down the floor. Charles to Frazier. Aisha Small deep and high left side. Contact. Kiara Frames doing the damage there. It's Albany's second foul of the first quarter. Maryland yet to foul in this first period of the 2017-2018 season. Small, deep, and high right side. Skip pass to Confoy. A little too late. She'll take it inside. Right-hander by Frazier. Up and no good. Rebound tapped around. The Terrapins have it, but Small stepped on the line. So rebound Small, turnover Small. Pressure Terrapins. Maryland with one of their more ambitious pre-conference schedules. They'll play defending national champs South Carolina and Connecticut this month. Into the front court come the Great Danes. They lead by 2. Whistle right in front of the Terrapin bench. Kyla Charles picks up the first personal for the Terrapins this season, her first of the night. Kyla takes a seat. Maryland with only 9 players on the roster at this time. Offensive foul against the Great Danes. They make a big bucket there. All of a sudden, the Terrapins are down 5. Schechter picking up her first personal. 3, Myers, top side, off the glass and no good. Rebound tapped around. Here's Stephanie Jones. Back to Confroy. They'll reset the offense. Small, wide open. 3, off the rim, no good. Rebound, Great Danes. Off to the races. Here's Féquière amidst the trees and unable to get things going there. 4:50 to play in the first quarter. Maryland trails Albany 10-8. This is BTNPlus.
Purchase your 2017-2018 season ticket and be here as the 3-time Big Ten champions take on national powerhouse South Carolina and defend their conference crown against Michigan, Ohio State, and Michigan State. Secure your seat today and stop by the Order online at BTNPlus.com or call 1-800-ON-THE-TURF. Now let's hear those cheers for Maryland basketball. It's time to find out how well you know your Terrapin Suits with trivia courtesy of our friends at Google Allo.
Maryland trails Albany early in this first quarter on BTNPlus. Dave Preston courtside here with you this evening. Thanks for joining us. Both teams getting cold the last couple times down the floor. Maryland has missed 7 of its last 8 shots. They've missed 4 in a row. Albany's in a 2-minute 31-second scoring drought, and they've had 4 turnovers in that time. Around the Big Ten Conference this evening, number 5 of the nation, Ohio State leads Stanford 58-44 in the third quarter. Ohio State picked to win the Big Ten in the preseason. Maryland, the consensus, number 2. Shanice Lewis, the freshman from Miami, seeing her first action of the night. Small loses a handle on the basketball. Stolen by Frames. Layup is good. So just like that, the Terrapin deficit is back to 4. Here comes Lewis. Pass to the post. Stephanie Jones loses a handle on the rock as she goes up. Another turnover by the Terrapins. Another steal by the Great Danes. Albany staying with the Terrapins early. They actually lead by 4. This from the corner. Terrapins in transition. Frazier doesn't have the numbers, but she does have the handle. Doesn't get the shot to fall, though. Ball trails out of bounds. Blair Watson checks in for Aisha Small. Shanice Lewis set to trigger the inbounds. 21 on the shot clock. Frazier, right side of the lane, up and good. Brianna Frazier with her first points of the season. Terrapins back within 2. Their largest lead of the night has been 2. Cheyenne Canada loses a handle on the basketball. Steal Terrapins up to Frazier, off the glass and good. Frazier has 4. Terrapins and Great Danes even again. Maryland in the man-to-man. Pass underneath the cylinder. Shot is up and no good by Canada. Rebound Terrapins. Maryland with a 10-3 rebounding advantage so far tonight. Loose ball, and there's a turnover, and there's a scramble for it at midcourt. Frames finally comes up with the basketball. Albany will set up here. CeCe Mayo, deep and high right side. Back to Frames, the freshman. Seeing her first action, the freshman from Laurel, Maryland. Foul on the perimeter. Kristen Confroy with the touch. What are they going to say? They're going to say it's against Albany. Cheyenne Canada picks up her first personal. That is the 5th on Albany. Next foul against the Great Danes sends the Terrapins to the line. Dribble drive down the lane by Lewis. Shot is up and no good. Rebound trails out of bounds. Inbounds to Confroy. Shot from the left elbow, up and good. Confroy has 4. Terrapins with their first lead of the game in some time. Turpchich, deep and high left side. Now to Carter. Ball almost lost out of bounds. Went between the legs of Féquière. Almost a Harlem Globetrotters thing right there. Here's Turpchich working off a screen. Passes now. Forster loses a handle on the ball. Out of bounds. Turnover Albany. They've had 8 so far this evening. Maryland's had 7 turnovers. Terrapins on a 6-0 run. Confroy deep and high right side. Watson, 3. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound, Forster. Rbds breaks the timeline. Rbds puts up a crazy shot. Both of her legs were kicking. It's no good. Rebound, Brianna Frazier. Frazier showing a handle for a big right there. Coast to coast, up and good. They're going to wave off the shot, though. What a bummer for Brianna Frazier. Couldn't find an outlet. Took it all the way down the floor by herself. Here she is, showing a little, it's too much forearm, I guess. That'll be her first personal foul. Second on the Terrapins as a team. Albany's past the limit. 90 seconds to play in the first quarter. It's been back and forth. Maryland's largest lead has been 2. That's where they are right now. Rbds just outside the arc. Hugged by Lewis. There's a steal by Stephanie Jones. They're going to call held ball. Possession arrow does point the Terrapins' way. Maryland shooting 6 of 18 on the night. 33%. Albany, 5 of 10. They have 9 turnovers. That's almost as many turnovers as they have shots. Watson double team. Now goes strong baseline. Blair double team. Tries to put something up. Can't do it. Ball almost lost out of bounds. Instead, it's a reach-in foul. Perhaps against Blair Watson. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. Watson's first. Terrapins with 3 fouls. Albany already at the limit. Strong underneath. Shot is up and good. Layup counts. Loose ball on the other end. 35 seconds to play as there's a 5-second differential between the shot and game clock here at Xfinity Center. Tied up at 14. Here's Rbds between the rings. Guarded by Myers. Ayalobe. Post. Féquière. Ooh, can't get her shot. She's going to go up and down. That's going to be a turnover. 10th turnover of the first quarter by Albany. 9 seconds to play in the first quarter. Time for one last shot for the Terrapins. Small loses the handle off her feet. They're going to say that she fell out of bounds with 5.1 seconds to play. You don't have a lot of time with 9 seconds to play in the first quarter. The ball to midcourt, unfortunately. Carter to trigger the inbounds with 5.1 to play in the first. Tied up 14. Rbds, 3, 2. Rbds fires from three-point range off the rim, no good. 14-14 is our score after 1 quarter of play. Maryland and Albany on Big Ten Network Plus. to begin here at Xfinity Center in College Park. Maryland, the 15th ranked team of the nation, tied with Albany. Yes, the Great Danes are coming off an NCAA tournament appearance, but somewhat of an early surprise as Maryland and Albany are tied up at 14 points apiece. Leading the Terrapins in scoring, Kristen Confroy has 4, Stephanie Jones has 4, Brianna Frazier has 4 points as well. Sarah Myers yet to score. Blair Watson has a pair. Stephanie Jones has 7 rebounds to lead Maryland. Terrapins own a 15-5 advantage on the glass against the Great Danes so far this first half. Kiara Frames, the freshman from Laurel, Maryland, starts the second quarter. She began the night on the bench. Fires from just inside the arc, off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound, guess who? The Terrapins. Confroy. Kyla Charles back into the game. Shoots from the right side of the lane, up no good. Rebound tapped out of bounds. On the floor for the Terrapins, Myers, Confroy, Stephanie Jones, Kyla Charles, and Blair Watson. The original starting 5. Kiara Frames, bit of a size disadvantage. Almost a foot against Sarah Myers. Into the lane, Emma List. Shot up and good by Schechter, her first bucket of the night. Whistle stops play. Terrapins trail 16-14. Albany's largest lead of the night has been 4. Terrapins have only had a 2-point advantage this evening. Myers. Albany in the zone. Terrapins have gone to man tonight. Watson 3. Elementary. Watson has 5. That leads the Terrapins. Féquière leads all scorers with 8. Dribble drive down the lane by Canada. Contact underneath the cylinder. Maryland with a 17-16 lead in the basketball. 8:51 to play in the first half. Canada picks up her second. That's the first this quarter by either team. Ball lost out of bounds. Turnover Terrapins. That'll be their 11th of the night. Less than perfect first half by either team, but that's what you almost expect opening night, first game. Teams still coming together. Fresh into the game for the Terrapins, Shanice Lewis, the freshman from Miami-Dade High School and Miami, Florida. She averaged 12 points and 6 assists during the 2-game exhibition schedule the Terps had before tonight. Ball tapped around off the miss by Forster. Maryland comes up with it. Charles. Confroy dribble drive. Underneath the cylinder, Stephanie Jones' shot won't go. She gets her own rebound. That's her 8th board of the night. Put back won't fall either. Féquière. Looking to give Albany the lead. Her shot altered on the way up. Charles comes down with the rebound. Kyla Charles rebounds very well for her size. Lewis, now here's Watson. 3 from the right wing won't go. Rebound Jones. Underneath the bucket. Shot is up and good by Kyla Charles. That's her first points of the night. Terrapins with a 3-point advantage. Believe it or not, this 3-point lead is their largest of the evening thus far. Just inside the arc. Shot up and no good by List. Rebound Terrapins. Lewis. Confroy, right side of the perimeter. Oh, a little bit of a spin move and a hook shot up and in. She's not just a gunner from the perimeter. That time, Kristen Confroy using some moves to get the bucket. She has 6. Terrapins with a 5-point advantage. Maryland on a 7-0 run. Missed shot, rebound, and contact on the outlet pass. List picks up the personal foul. That'll be her first of the night. 7 minutes to play in the first half. Maryland with a 5-point advantage. Albany's led by as many as 4. Watson's already sunk one from 3-point range. She won't do so there. Back to Confroy. Lewis underneath the cylinder. Charles' shot won't go. Ball gets kicked out of bounds. They're going to say it's Maryland basketball. Officials: Bruce Morris, Mark Resch, Erica Harriman, Cameruda. Brianna Frazier now in the lane. Backs in. Shot is up and no good. Rebound. Charles. Putback won't fall. Rebound tapped around. Frazier has it. Unable to keep a handle on the rock. Turnover Terrapins. That's Frazier's second turnover of the night. Maryland has 12 turnovers on the evening. Albany has 10. Maryland owns a 5-point lead. Féquière just outside the arc. Pat the low post. A little too much gun. Couldn't find Forster. Maryland's got that length, and when they go to the man-to-man, make it very difficult to find those avenues inside. Pass to the way high post. Frazier down low. Charles, good. Kyla Charles has 4. All 4 of her points coming this quarter. Maryland on a 9-0 run. Forster hands off to Mayo. Shot up from the left side, no good. Rebound by our opposite number, Brianna Frazier. Long pass on the perimeter, out of bounds. 13th turnover of the night for the Terrapins. Unlucky with the basketball this first half. They do own a 7-point lead at 23-16. Stephanie Jones checks in. Brianna Frazier takes a seat. Rbds goes strong to the baseline right side. Now hands off to Féquière, who backs down Lewis but gets whistled for the personal foul. Féquière now has 2. Féquière has 2. Canada has 2. 5.5 to play here in the first half. Maryland with a 7-point lead. Just a reminder, Monday night's game will be on TV as well as the Maryland Sports Radio Network. Maryland taking on South Carolina. 7 o'clock tip-off. 6:45 airtime on your Maryland Sports Radio Network stations. Next game on BTNPlus. Thursday, the Terrapins host Niagara at 11 a.m. Breakfast in College Park. 4 team fouls on Albany this quarter, none for Maryland. Féquière now has 2 personal fouls. Rbds picks up a technical foul. It's her first, so Confroy will shoot technical fouls on the other end. She makes both, give her 8. Give the Terrapins a 9-point advantage, their largest of the night. Confroy takes a seat. Maryland with a somewhat small bench this year due to transfers, graduations, and the like. Only 9 players on the roster until Eliana Kristanaki becomes eligible in late December, the transfer from Florida. On the floor for the Terrapins, Lewis, Watson, Frazier, Jones, and Small. Aisha handles deep and high right side. Terrapins again facing a zone defense by the Great Danes. Almost daring Maryland to shoot from 3-point range, where they're 1 of 6 so far tonight. Watson, 3, left side. In and out, no good. Rebound tracked down by Frames. 5'2", and somehow she got it in between the trees. There's a steal, though, by Watson. Blair won't trigger from three, just inside the arc. Shot is up. Rebound tapped down. Who's got it? Stephanie Jones. Contact. Jones got the rebound. She already has 11 this evening in just 13 minutes played. Emma List picks up her second personal. It'll be interesting to see what Joanna Burnaby McNamee does regarding players with 2 fouls. We'll take a timeout. Maryland leading Albany 25-16 on BTNPlus. Maryland on a 17-4 run against Albany. They lead 25-16 with 4:49 to play in the first half. Dave Preston here with you at courtside on BTNPlus. Leading the way for the Terrapins tonight, Kristen Confroy has 8 points. Top rebounder, Stephanie Jones, picking up where her older sister Brianna left off. 11 rebounds for the sophomore from Aberdeen, Maryland. Stephanie at the line right now. She'll shoot 2. First free throw up and good. Jones made just 38% of her free throw attempts last season. Second free throw in and out, no good. Rebound tracked down by Albany and Carter. Frames quickly past the timeline. There's a shot that's blocked by Blair Watson. Blair into the front court. Small passes off, and there's a shot by Lewis. Three-pointer left wing, good. Shanice Lewis picks up her first career points as a Terrapin, thanks to a 3 on the left side. Frames just inside the arc, passes off. Inside, the ball is swatted away. Terrapins again in transition. Up and in, good. Shanice Lewis with another quick bucket. She has 5 in the last 20 seconds. Timeout on the floor by Albany as this game is getting out of hand. Maryland with a 17-0 run. 4:07 to play in the first half. Maryland up 15 at 31-16. They've outscored Albany 17-2. Since the first quarter ended, Albany led at one point 12-8. But since then, it's been all Maryland. Again, showing strong, fierce, full-court pressure. Ball thrown out of bounds as Carter thought she had somebody coming her way. She did not. Ball went off a Terrapin fingertips, so they'll reset. Ayalobe with the inbounds. Now Rbds slowly past the timeline, gets fouled by Blair Watson. Terrapins very aggressive defensively tonight. So far this evening, Albany has 13 turnovers. That's Blair Watson's second personal foul. Brenda Fries, the Terrapins coach, does not like to play players with two personals. It'll be interesting to see what will happen as the season progresses, because she'll only have 10 players on the roster come January. Not a lot of wiggle room. There's a steal. Stephanie Jones. Brianna Frazier up and rims in good. Got just enough body English to get that shot to go. Terrapin run now 19-0. Rbds left side. Ayalobe fires him just inside the arc, no good. Rebound. Putback is no good. Skying up to get the ball. Brianna Frazier. Foul called underneath the basket. Could be against Kristen Confroy. Confroy's first. Fresh 30 in the basketball for Albany. Frames to inbound. Pass to the low post. There's a steal. Stephanie Jones. Lewis. Small right side. Wiggle inside. Shot is up and good. Nice lean by Aisha Small. Her first points of the season. Terrapin lead now 19. The run is 21. High moonshot off the top of the glass. No good. Rebound tapped around. Albany comes up with it. Can't do anything underneath. And there's a held ball. Albany 1 for 12 shooting this quarter. That is not good. Maryland owns a 14-7 rebound advantage since the first quarter ended. Stephanie Jones takes a seat. She's having quite an opening night here at Xfinity Center. Stephanie Jones has 5 points and 11 rebounds. Kyla Charles with the handle. Lewis, Confroy now. Inside, try to bounce pass to the low post. Ball got kicked out of bounds. On the floor for the Terrapins, Small, Lewis, Charles, Confroy, and Frazier. Shot up and rims out, no good by Charles. Rebound Terrapins. Putback goes by Aisha Small. She'll go to the line as she was fouled. Aisha Small played a lot of point last year. This season they're expecting her to play a little more closer to the basket. Bose Ayalobe with the personal foul. Free throw no good. So the old-fashioned three-point play not converted. Rebound though by the Terrapins. Charles. Lewis, three, left side off the glass, no good. Rebound Maryland. Brianna Frazier up and good. Fierce move underneath by Brianna Frazier. She has 8. Terrapin lead now 23. Fierce full court pressure. Frames. Almost slides into the scorer's table like she's tumbling off a roller rink. 2:13 to play in the first half. Maryland with a commanding 23-point advantage. 25-2 has been the score of this second quarter. Mackenzie Rbds. Ayalobe. Off the glass and good. Ayalobe has 4. First basket in quite some time. That ends a 25-point run by the Terrapins. Oh my. Skip pass, left wing. Shot is up from three-point range. Hits good by Lewis. Shanice Lewis has 8. A pair of threes tonight for the freshman from Miami. Maryland lead now 24, their largest of the evening. Rbds pass to the post. Shot is up and no good by Canada. Another Maryland rebound. They've dominated the glass tonight. Charles, good. Terrapins in transition can be absolutely deadly. Lead to 26. Tight man-to-man employed by Lewis on Terpchich. Ialobe, right side. Shot is up and no good by Carter. Ball trails out of bounds. Albany will regain possession. 52 on the game clock, 30 seconds on the shot clock. Inbounds to Carter, she's fouled. Stephanie Jones set to check in.
Returning for the Terps, number 24, Stephanie Jones.
Kyla Charles takes a seat. She has 2 personal fouls. Ialobe underneath the cylinder, passes out, and there's a steal by Lewis. Shanice Lewis into the front court. Confroy, right side, 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound tracked down by Small. Shot clock is off. Terrapins get the last possession here. They're up 26 after trailing by as many as 4 in the first quarter. They were down 2 to begin the second quarter and then went on a rampage. 12-10. Nice screen by Stephanie Jones. Small, top side. Shot no good. Her foot was on the line, so they probably would have given her 2 there. Rebound Terrapins. Small, a 3. Off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound Albany. And Maryland goes into halftime leading 44-18. Oh my, what a second quarter by the Maryland Terrapins. They outscore Albany 30-4. Brianna Frazier, Kristen Confroy, Shanice Lewis each have 8 points as we go into halftime. Stephanie Jones has 11 rebounds to pace the Terrapins on the glass. Our score at the break, Maryland 44, Albany 18. This is BTNPlus.
Hey fans, calling all Maryland women's basketball fans, 8th grade and under. The Little Terps Kids Club is just for you. Membership includes complimentary admission to all regular season Maryland women's basketball home games, a t-shirt, e-news and concession stands are located throughout the concourse, where you can enjoy a wide variety of Pepsi products, including Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and Lay's potato chips. Also, be sure to visit the University of Maryland's famous dairy ice cream stand, featuring Brenda's Peanut Butter Freeze, located behind Section 102. And be sure to check out the Rbds stand located behind Section 105 for their legendary Italian ice. And Maryland Athletics thanks all of our basketball partners: Capital One Bank, Toyota, the University of Maryland Medical Center, Under Armour, Xfinity, Advance, Muscle Milk, College Park Car Wash, Buffalo Wild Wings, Hard Times Cafe, Popeyes, and the Washington Post. Because if it's happening in the world of sports, pro, college, or high school, the Post is there at the games and behind the scenes, bringing you the rest of the story behind the final score. So get the Washington Post and get in the game. Hey, Terp fans, we know there's only one team you care about. Choose the Terps with the new fully customizable BTN to go. Download the app today.
dominated that second quarter, outscoring Albany 30-4. Welcome back to Xfinity Center, everyone, for the second half. Maryland with a commanding 44-18 lead over Albany. Terrapins trailed by 4 early on. It was tied at 14 after one quarter. They went on a 25-point run to take command of this one. They lead by 26, their largest advantage of the night. Lewis in for Myers to start the second half for the Terrapins. Other than that, it's the original starting 5 for Maryland. Forster underneath the cylinder, loses a handle on the basketball. Turnovers were a problem in the first half for both teams. Maryland lost the basketball 13 times. Albany, 17 turnovers. Now 18 as they commit the first turnover of the second half. Shanice Lewis gets the start in the second half. Shot from just inside the arc, no good by Charles. Rebound offensively by the Terrapins. They've dominated the glass tonight. 3, right side, good by Kristen Confroy. Kristen Confroy has 11. That leads all scorers as she gets the first points of the second half. Terrapin lead now 29. Pass to the low post, a little too much gun. Forster couldn't come up with it. 20th turnover of the night for Albany. On the floor for the Terrapins, Shanice Lewis, Kyla Charles, Kristen Confroy, Blair Watson, and Stephanie Jones. Skip pass, Watson, 3, left side, elementary. I have a feeling the network's going to call me and tell me stop doing that. But it's fun right now. She has 8. There's a 3 on the other side. Good. Jessica Féquière. She had the early gun for Albany. She has 11. Watson just to the right of the lane. Right side is up and good. Blair Watson has 10. 2 Terrapins in double figures right now. Confroy with 11. Watson with 10. Maryland lead now 31. Shot is blocked and swatted out of bounds by Charles. Kyla Charles had 18 blocks last season. Did a little bit of everything for this Maryland squad that won 32 games and won their 3rd straight Big Ten tournament. Almost a steal by Watson. Terpchich running the offense for Albany under coach Joanna Burnaby McNamee in her 2nd season at the helm. Former Terrapin assistant, putting in her red and gold and black and white for purple. Maryland with the rebound. Charles. Shot is up and no good, but there's contact. Kyla will go to the line. Jessica Féquière picking up the personal foul. That is her 3rd. Free throw up and good. Kyla Charles makes 2 for 2 on that trip to the line. Give her 8. Give the Terrapins a 33-point lead. Again, pressure. 20 turnovers on the night for Albany. They won 21 games last season. Won the America East. Advanced to the NCAA tournament where they ran into Connecticut in the first round and lost. Maryland's road to the Final Four ended in Bridgeport, but not to the UConn Huskies, to the Oregon Ducks in the regional semifinals. Jump ball, possession arrow goes the Terrapins' way. On the floor for the Great Danes, Terpchich, Féquière, Forster, List, and Canada. Lewis with the inbounds. Jones loses a handle on the basketball. There's a steal by Terpchich. She gets fouled. Kyla Charles a little too active there defensively. Charles picks up her 3rd. She'll take a seat. Brianna Frazier checks in. Albany with the basketball. Terrapins with a 33-point advantage. 3, left side. Nothing but nylon for Féquière. Féquière has a pair of threes this half. Give her 14. Terrapin lead sliced to 30. Lewis dribble drive. Moonshot. Off the rim, no good, but she gets fouled. Maryland with a 54-24 lead. Rbds picking up the personal. That's her second. She had a technical foul in the first half. Shanice Lewis made 9 of 9 free throws in the 2 exhibitions. First free throw's good. Maryland at the line this evening, 8 for 10, 3 for 3 this half. Second free throw's off the rim, no good. Rebound Albany. There's a steal. Stephanie Jones puts up a shot against the double team and is fouled. Stephanie Jones will go to the line with a chance to expand this 31-point lead. Around the Big Ten, Ohio State, Iowa, Illinois already winners this evening. Stephanie Jones went 3 for 4 in the first half, makes her first right there. She has 6 to go with 12 rebounds. Second free throw up and good. Stephanie goes 2 for 2 on that trip. She has 7. Pressure by the Terrapins in the backcourt. Watson hounding. There's the list. Now she gives up to Rbds. Terrapins in a tight, aggressive man-to-man 3. Left side is up, no good. Rebound tracked down by Albany. Canada, the putback. 3 left side by Confroy. Put back by Brianna Frazier. Count it, and she'll go to the line. Fouls charged to Forster. That is her first. That's the 4th on Albany this quarter. Maryland with just 1 team foul. Just a reminder, when you get to 5 team fouls in a quarter now, in women's basketball, it's 2 free throws. Freebie off the front of the rim, no good. So Frazier stays at 10. Terrapins with a 33-point advantage. Canada, left-hander up and no good. Rebound, put back, no good by Schechter. It falls. Schechter has 4. 3 right side. It's good by Blair Watson. She's had the gun from the perimeter tonight. The sophomore has 13, including 3 for 6 from 3-point range. Maryland up 34. Great Danes with the basketball. Pass to the post. Schechter up and no good. Lead feed Lewis. Dribble drive. Oh, they're going to say she got fouled. Rbds picks up the personal. That's her 3rd. Lewis goes to the line to shoot. With 6:06 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Maryland up 62-28. Terrapins, one of 3 Big Ten schools in the top 25 in the preseason. Ohio State 5th, Michigan 24th. First free throw's no good. Shanice Lewis from Miami-Dade High School in Miami, Florida. Averaged 12 points and 6 assists during the exhibition schedule for the Terrapins. Second free throw, dirty but good. Lewis goes 2 for 2 on that trip to the line. She has 10. 4 Terrapins in double figures so far this evening. They lead by 35. Pass to the post. Shot up and no good by Schechter. Rebound Watson. Lewis up and no good. Féquière with the rebound. Back in the game. Kiera frames. Now List goes strong baseline, double teamed. Shot is blocked on the way up. Myers. Aisha Small handles. They'll work the ball around the perimeter. Lewis, three, left, right side, no good. Rebound, Brianna Frazier. Pass to the low post. Small, up and in. Aisha Small's first points of the second half. She has 6. Terrapin lead now 39. They're 37. Still learning how to add. 7-10 on the SATs and math. And Frames. Now Féquière handles. Ball is almost stolen by Small. They're going to call held ball. They're going to call a foul on the reach. It's a reach. It's on Carter. 4:51 to play in the third quarter. Maryland with a commanding 65-28 lead over Albany. This is BTNPlus.
There's a timeout on the floor. Hey fans, celebrate with the Turks. Purchase a Terrapin party package and you can enjoy pizza and cake, meat gestudo, and much more. Party packages start at just $250 for 15 guests. For more information, call 301-314-6687. Now, good fans, Buffalo Wild Wings want you to dance for the dinner. Get on your feet and show us your best food with your chance to win a $25 gift card to Buffalo Wild Wings. Now, let's dance.
We were tied at 14 after one quarter of play. Maryland led by 26 at the half. Checking in the game now, Asia Ellison, the forward from Voorhees, New Jersey, redshirted last year. Maryland with the basketball after the common foul on Carter. That's Carter's second foul of the evening.
The foul is issued to Albany number 33, Tiana Jo Carter. That's her second.
Aisha Small set to shoot free throws. Small last season, a 92% foul shooter. First one's good. Small has 7. The transfer from Baylor. Second free throw off the rim, no good. Rebound by Frames. So the Terrapins with some free throw shooting issues here this third quarter. 7 of 10 from the charity stripe after being sharp in the first half. 6 of 7. Whistle underneath. Maryland with a 66-28 lead. Doing one's math, that's 38 points. 4.5 to play in the third quarter. Brianna Frazier picks up the foul. That's her second. Common foul, so it's a fresh 30 in the basketball for Albany. List, baseline, a runner. Oh, almost a reverse lay-in. Rims out, no good. Rebound Myers. Terrapins up 38 and with the basketball. Small almost loses a handle right in front of the Terrapin bench. Watson, 3, left side. It's good. A coming out party for Blair Watson. Averaged about 10 minutes a game as a freshman. coming up big tonight. She has 16. That leads all scorers. Terrapin lead now 41, their largest of the evening. List, dribble drive down the lane, loses a handle on the basketball. Frazier comes up with the steal. Lead feed, lost in the shuffle. Steal by Albany and Schechter. Lead feed, List, the lay-in no good, but she'll go to the line. Around the Big Ten this evening, games in progress. Michigan being pushed by George Mason. The 24th ranked Wolverines lead 40-35 in the third quarter. Penn State routing Siena 68-38 in the third. Purdue trails Central Michigan at the half, 38-25. Rutgers leading James Madison 27-21 in the second quarter. First free throw is good by Emma List. Her first free throw and first point of the season. Maryland Pep Band getting into mid-season form. They're still in pre-Big Ten form as far as singing to opposing players attempting free throws, because List makes 2 for 2 on that trip. So she has 2. Féquière comes back in as List takes a seat. Terrapin leads Slice to 39. They led by 26 at the break. It was tied after 1. Myers won't trigger from 3. Dribble drive inside. Shot is blocked by Schechter. Rbds into the offensive set now. Strong baseline. Féquière up and good. Féquière has 16. That's the most for the Great Danes. Maryland working the ball around the perimeter here. Almost a steal. Underneath, Ellison. Left-hander off the rim, no good. Rebound tapped out of bounds. 37-point advantage for Maryland. Frazier, now Lewis handles left side. Shanice, dribble drive to the baseline. Ellison underneath the cylinder, shot is up and no good. Rebound tracked down by Albany. Rbds, left side 3-point range. Passes to Féquière, loses a handle on the rock. Steal, small. Aisha into the front court. Doesn't have the numbers. She's got Lewis on the right side who double dribbles. Turnover Terrapins. Maryland doing a much better job this half handling the basketball than they did in the first half. Maryland had 13 turnovers in the first half, just 3 since the end of intermission. Back on the floor, Stephanie Jones. Rbds. Féquière, right side. 37-point advantage for Maryland. Loose ball rebound, Small comes up with it. Aisha stops, pops. Off the back of the rim, no good. Charles tracks down the rebound. Skip pass. Lewis, baseline. Runner, up and no good. Rebound, Great Danes. Albany holding their own on the glass this half. It's 10-10 rebounding since the second half began after Maryland dominated the first half by 21. Rbds, 3, good. Rbds with her first points of the evening. 69-35, Maryland up big time. Stephanie Jones, right-hander. Barely makes room. I think it grazed the rim. No good. Loose ball right in front of the Terrapin bench. Falling down again, Rbds. 10-second call. That's what happens when you fall twice. Odds are you're not going to be able to get the ball past midcourt within those first 10 seconds. The 10-second rule recently added to the women's game, along with a couple of other new wrinkles. Turnover Albany on the floor for the Terrapins. Small, Charles, Confroy, Myers, and Stephanie Jones. Confroy, 3, left side. Off the rim, no good. Rebound tapped around. Stephanie Jones comes up with it, loses a handle on the ball out of bounds. Resetting the lineups for you. Confroy, Small, Charles, Jones, and Lewis. A little over a minute to play here in the third quarter. It's been all Maryland since the end of the first. Confroy 3. Confroy has a pair of threes this quarter. She's got 14 on the night. Terrapin lead back to 37. List just outside the arc left side. They'll reset the offense. 27-second differential between the clocks. Schechter goes strong down the lane. She's blocked by Stephanie Jones. Ball trails out of bounds. Albany resets. (72-35). Ball almost blocked there. The shot by Stephanie Jones. Instead, it's a foul on the sophomore from Aberdeen, Maryland. Schechter will go to the line and shoot free throws. It's Jones's first foul of the evening. Maryland has 4 fouls this quarter. Albany already passed the limit. First free throw is good. Schechter, a 50% foul shooter last season, only played 6 minutes a game for the Great Danes. Still had 19 blocked shots last season in limited time. Second free throw no good, so she goes 1 for 2 on that trip. Maryland up 36 points, 72-36. Stephanie Jones, left-hander, up and in. Stephanie's got 9. The Terrapin lead back to 38. Largest lead of the night's been 41. Frames. Hands off to Ialobe. Underneath the cylinder, and Canada is blocked. She goes down strong. She is hurt. Stephanie Jones gets whistled for the personal foul. That's her second of the night. 5 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Not getting up is Cheyenne Canada, the junior from Syracuse, New York. And you could hear a pin drop here at Xfinity Center. Canada has 2 points so far this evening in 10 minutes of game time. Cheyenne Canada limps off the floor, but under her own power. (74-36). Terrapins with a huge advantage. They led by 26 at the break. CeCe Mayo, the freshman from Latham, New York. She's yet to attempt a free throw in her Great Dane career. Makes her first. Mayo's 0 for 3 from the field, 0 for 2 from three-point range so far this evening. 1 for 1 from the line. Make it 1 for 2 off the miss. Rebound Stephanie Jones at the buzzer, fires a half-court shot. It hits glass, but no good. After 3 quarters, Maryland doubling up Albany, 74-37. This is BTNPlus. 74-37 is our score after 3 quarters of play. Maryland all over Albany. The Terrapins ranked 15th by the writers, 13th by the coaches. Dave Preston courtside here with you this evening on BTNPlus. Next Maryland game Monday night, they'll take on defending national champion South Carolina at 7. Check your local listings. Maryland Sports Radio Network coverage begins at 6:45. Matt Noble and myself calling the games once again. We've been here since the 2005-06 season. Of course, that was the national championship year. We were not the key additions. Christy Tolliver was. 3, right side is good to open up the 4th quarter by Féquière. She has 19, and that leads all scorers. The Terrapins have led by as many as 41. Stephanie Jones inside, up and in. Stephanie Jones with her first double-double of the season. Of course, it's the first night. Pass to the post. Carter, contact. Heck of a night by Stephanie Jones. 11 points, 15 rebounds, another big night. Blair Watson, 16 points for her. Carter with the bucket. She has 4. That's her first basket in the second half. There's a steal. Frames. Layup. Good. Kiara Frames has 4. Her first basket of the second half. Quick timeout called by the Terrapins. Brenda Freese looking to settle things up as Albany's gone on a 7-2 run to start this 4th quarter. 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here with 9:06 to play. In the 4th quarter, Maryland with a 76-44 advantage. Lots of questions entering this season with the loss to graduation of Brianna Jones and Shatori Walker-Kimbrough, both enjoying solid rookie campaigns in the WNBA. Destiny Slocum transferring in the offseason, a major blow to this program as she was voted Big Ten Freshman of the Year and was National Freshman of the Year. She had that 3-quarter shot against West Virginia, her final game here at Xfinity Center. The half-court shot was all over Sports Center that night. And all your other YouTube outlets. Also, they lost a couple of reserves to transfer. One of the reasons why this is a very thin bench, only 4 reserves. One of them's a red shirt, or one of them is a player coming off of a red shirt in Asia Ellison. Eliana Kristanaki, the junior transfer from Florida, not eligible until the end of the first semester. Thank goodness that's December 20th. That December 20th game is going to be at Coppin State, and then lo and behold, before you know it, Big Ten play begins with a home date against Illinois, December 28th. On the floor for the Terrapins, Stephanie Jones, Brianna Frazier, Aisha Small, Shanice Lewis, and Kyla Charles. Charles handles now. Albany again in a 2-3 zone, daring Maryland to shoot from 3-point range, where they've not been awesome at times this evening, although they are 5 for 10 in the second half. Shot up and no good. Rebound Albany. Frames, dribble drive down the lane. She got bumped, no call. Rebound, put back. Frames up and good. Hustle award right there for Kiara Frames. She has 6. Terrapin lead slice to 30. Charles deep and high left side. Lewis. Small handles just outside the 3-point stripe with 12 to shoot. Skip pass, all alone. Charles, 3, good. String music for the sophomore. Charles has 11. Terrapin lead back to 33. Kick ball, Frazier. Forster looking down low. Both teams settling down in the second half. 17 turnovers in the first half for Albany, only 8 since 13 turnovers for the Terrapins in the first half, only 4 since. Rebound Maryland. Lewis between the rings. Small works off the screen. Shot up from the right side, no good. Rebound Frames. 5'2", still able to get the board. Lead feed, out of bounds. Too much gun, thought she had Ayalobe, did not. 26th turnover of the evening for Albany. Terrapin pressure got to the Great Danes there in the second quarter when they made that 25-point run. Lewis slowly past the timeline to set up the offense. Charles, 3, right corner off the front of the rim, no good. Nice box out by Albany and Forster. Great Danes get the rebound. Ayalobe shoots from the free throw line. Rims out, no good. Rebound, Terrapins. Charles. Kyla lays it in coast to coast for Kyla Charles. She has 13. Terrapins up 81-46. Substitutions pending for both teams. Féquière, pass to the low post. Shot is off the front of the rim, no good by Carter. Putback is up and good by Albany. Carter with the basket. Her first points in the second half, she has 4. Small pass to the high post. Stephanie Jones hounded by Frames. Frazier, left side, up and no good. Stephanie Jones, the rebound, put back, will not fall. The ball almost trails out of bounds. Nice save by the Terrapins. Lewis, 3, off the back iron, no good. Ayalobe takes it inside. They're going to call her for the charge. Too much gun right there for Ayalobe. 6:07 to play in regulation. Massive substitutions for both teams. Lewis handles, will reset the lineup shortly. Shanice to the high post. Ball is swiped away by Albany. They've turned it on this fourth quarter. Rbds, now Féquière. Jumper's no good. Rebound Blair Watson. Hounded by List, but Blair gets into the front court. Underneath the cylinder, shot is up and no good. Rebound tapped around. Charles comes up with it. Right side of the lane, shot no good. Rebound collected by Canada. Rbds into the front court. List right side, pass to the post. Canada working inside against Frazier's shot is no good. Rebound up and good by Féquière. Féquière has 21. She's put on quite a show this evening. Watson, 3, left side, off the rim, no good. Tapped around. Rbds comes up with it. List, layup, no good. Rebound, Sarah Myers. Back and forth action here in the fourth quarter. Not a lot of time to catch your breath. On the floor for the Terrapins. Myers, Charles, Lewis, Watson, and Frazier. Ball lost out of bounds. Asia Ellison to set to check in.
There's a timeout on the floor.
Timeout on the floor. We will take one as well. Maryland leading Albany 81-50 with 4:41 to play in regulation. This is BTNPlus. 4:41 to play here in regulation. Maryland, the 15th ranked team of the nation, leading Albany 81-50 around the Big Ten this evening. Michigan leads George Mason 59-53 in the fourth quarter. Penn State 80, Siena 66 in the fourth. Purdue has come within one of Central Michigan, 47-46 with 4:08 to play in the third. Albany with the basketball, Maryland with the lead at 31. Féquière, shot from the right side of the lane, up and no good. Rebound, Sarah Myers. Runs the point, but at 6'1", she's a great player to have on the defensive side of the boards. Frazier, down low, off the rim, no good. Rebound, Schechter. Rbds handles right side, three-point range. Hounded by Lewis, almost a steal, instead a foul. Well, too much momentum for Shanice Lewis. She was going in for the steal, instead she picks up the foul. Lewis picks up her first. Maryland has 2 fouls this quarter. Albany has 1. Layup is good. Rbds with the basket. She has 5. Albany settles into their 2-3 zone. Now more of a 1-2-2. Watson won't trigger from 3. There's a kick ball. 3:45 to play in regulation. They'll reset to 15 seconds as opposed to the full 30 when there's under 15 seconds. Lewis handles on the Xfinity Center logo. Works off a screen just to the left of the lane. Myers with 4 on the shot clock puts up a shot. She gets fouled. 3.5 to play in regulation. Brenda Freese beginning her 16th season in College Park. For 4 of those seasons, Joanna Burnaby McNamee was one of her assistants from 2003 to 2007. First free throw's good by Myers. Myers with her first point of the evening. Foul was on Canada. Myers makes the second, so she has 2. Canada with 3 personals. Féquière passes back to Canada, loose ball, Terrapins with it. There's a steal by Canada. Rbds, nice feed, Canada lay-in, won't fall. Ball tapped around. Maryland up 31. Rbds off a screen. Schechter from just inside the arc. Shot is up and no good. Rebound Canada, it's good. Cheyenne, Canada has 6. Terrapin lead sliced to 29. They led by 26 at the break. Pass to the post. Frazier off the rim, no good. She's a little further away from the cylinder than she likes to be when she shoots. Layup is good by List. A little bit of a late run here by Albany. They'll have plenty of positives, plenty of things to work on when they look at the game film on the way home. Long bus ride. There's a steal. List. Can she get the handle on the basketball? Puts up the shot, no good. Rebound Frazier. Fresh into the game for the Terrapins, Asia Ellison. So it's Ellison, Lewis, Myers, Watson, and Frazier. Lewis works off a screen. Under 2 to play. Watson's been huge tonight, especially from the outside. Frazier underneath. 3 on the shot clock, puts it up and in. Brianna Frazier has 12. Terrapins lead 85-56. 90 seconds to play in regulation. Substitution pending on the next dead ball. Rbds, there's some contact. Just a reminder, our next game here at Xfinity Center. Maryland takes on South Carolina Monday night. 7 o'clock tip-off, 6:45 pregame on your Maryland Sports Radio Network stations. Shanice Lewis takes a seat. What a game she had. Her first regular season game for the Terrapins. Lewis with 10 points and 4 assists on the evening. Ayalobe. Now back to Frames. Just over a minute to play in regulation. Shot from just inside the arc. Rolls in. Mayo. Mayo with 3 on the evening. That her first field goal made. Skip pass to Small. Takes it inside. Double team. Shot is up. No good, but she gets fouled. Frames, Ayalobe, Aslan, Carter, and Mayo on the floor for Albany. Ayalobe picks up the personal. That's her third. That's the team's third. Maryland has 3 team fouls this quarter. First free throw is good by Aisha Small. Second free throw up and good. So Small goes 2 for 2 on that trip to the line. She has 9.
1 minute remaining in the game.
Under a minute to play in regulation. Maryland looking very strong in parts. This opening night, they took a while to get going, but went on a 25-point run in the second quarter to pretty much put this one away. Albany's played well in stretches as well. They'll be a force to be reckoned with come America East season. Ball lost out of bounds. Albany will reset with 16 on the shot clock. 47 seconds left on the game clock. Just inside the arc, shot no good. Rebound, Blair Watson. She's had quite an opening night. Small handles right at the M logo. 13 seconds between the clocks. Small working against Carter at midcourt. Stops, pops, shot in and out, no good. Rebound, Frazier. She can't get the putback up as she was touched going in strong. Frazier not happy about the contact in the lane this late with 17.2 seconds left. Carter picks up the foul. Frazier goes to the line. Brianna Frazier 0 for 1 from the charity stripe so far tonight. Last season she was a 68% foul shooter. First free throw's good. Frazier has 13. Frazier with the double-double. Stephanie Jones also with the double-double tonight. Second free throw is good. Frazier has 14. Terrapin lead back to 31, 89-58. Largest advantage of the evening for Maryland was 41. They trailed by 4 at one point in the first quarter. Contact with under 10 seconds to play, as they are going to prolong this one. Brianna Frazier picks up the personal. Well, they say it was against Watson on one chart. Now it's against Frazier. That is her 5th, so she fouls out. Granted, it's a 31-point game, but going to be very interesting when one gets to the Big Ten season with only 5 reserves, especially in physical games against the likes of Michigan State and Ohio State. How will the Terrapins fare when players get into foul trouble? Common foul, so it's just a fresh 9 seconds, and the ball out of bounds. 3, nothing but net, but the outside of the net by Patricia Conroy. Ball lost out of bounds. Somebody's got to go back to inbound the basketball. Contact, so the Terrapins go to the line. Mayo picks up her first, instead of just letting Maryland inbound the ball. They're going to play this one to the full 40 minutes. Mayo picking up the personal. Sarah Myers, 2 for 2 from the free throw line this evening. She makes her first. Myers last season a 63% foul shooter. Albany emptying the bench. Maryland with only 4 reserves eligible to play tonight has already emptied its bench multiple times. Second free throw's good. Myers has 4. Frames. Fires from 3 as the clock expires. That is where we end. 91-58. Maryland wins on opening night against Albany. We'll go through the stats in just a second. Maryland beats Albany 91-58. The Terps begin the year 1-0. Next up, a Monday night contest against defending national champ South Carolina. That's a 7 o'clock tip-off. 6:45 pregame on your Maryland Sports Radio Network stations. Looking at the postgame numbers, Maryland shooting for the evening 31 of 83, 37% from the field, 9 of 27, 33% from three-point range. Maryland was 20 of 26, 77% from the charity stripe. Albany 36% from the field, 35% from three-point range, 67% from the free throw line. Maryland dominating the glass 60-42. Turnovers 21 for Maryland, but they had 13 of those in the first half. Albany turned the ball over 28 times. Individual scoring leading the way for Maryland tonight. Blair Watson had 16 points to go with 5 rebounds. Brianna Frazier, before fouling out, had 14 points to go with 10 rebounds. Kristen Confroy, the senior from Ohio, finished with 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Kyla Charles nets 13 points and 8 rebounds on the evening. Double-double for Stephanie Jones, who had 11 points and 18 rebounds to go with 4 assists on the night for the sophomore from Aberdeen, Maryland. Sarah Myers nets 4 points and 6 rebounds. Aisha Small comes off the bench to score 9 points, grab 4 rebounds, and dish out 5 assists. Shanice Lewis, the freshman from Miami, Florida, tallies 10 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists in her regular season Maryland debut. Well, that will wrap things up for us from here inside Xfinity Center. Again, next up, Maryland matches up with South Carolina, the defending national champs, Monday evening, 7 o'clock start, 6:45 pregame on your Maryland Sports Radio Network stations. The final from Xfinity Center, Maryland 91, Albany 58. This is Dave Preston. I'll see you courtside.